Banco Pine is among the most profitable in Brazil, so what's been the key to sustainable growth for you?
Well, the key of the sustained growth of the bank is actually our relationship to the clients. The clients are our franchise, and we make the bank by understanding the clients, understand their histories, understand what they're capable of, and actually understand how we can better help them manage their operations and their balance sheet. So what the basis of our strategy is a cross-selling strategy. We want to support our clients with lending, but we also want to support our clients with other products that make their balance sheets look predictable, that enables them to manage their gaps better, manage their ALM better, and so that we can actually go with the client for the long run.
So where do you think we are in the credit cycle at the moment?
Well, I think we are in a very positive moment on the credit cycle. I think what has happened is that the government has done a tremendous job on keeping the credit cycle alive during the crisis. And I think that we are in a very good position right now on the private sector to actually being able to take over some of the working capital that the government has been made available to the private side. You know, Brazil is not a very levered country. If you look at credit over GDP, it's 46%. It's not really a lot. There are sectors in the economy, for instance, the real estate sector is only 3.7% of GDP in terms of credit. So there's a lot of space to grow. And my take on the current position of the credit cycle is that the government is going to slowly step out of the credit market and leave it to the private sector, to the private banks, to take over and finance the corporations.
You have a particularly rigorous credit approval policy. How does it work?
We actually have a very unique credit policy in the sense that we are very rigorous, as you said. We have a credit committee that takes place twice a week here at the bank, in which several aspects of both the client and the transactions are looked at, and then a decision is made. And after the decision is made, after the credit is granted, what we have is a very strict formalization process in which we make sure that all the guarantees are there, that all the covenants are actually being performed, and everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, so that our balance sheet is actually robust. And I think what differentiates ourselves is that we can do that really quickly.
Looking back, how did Banco Pine respond to the global financial crisis when it hit?
Well, we did really well during the crisis. I mean, the crisis was a moment in which understanding the clients made a very, very big difference. I mean, we, as I said, we understand and know the client's potential. So we've been together with them and close to them during that period. And we always had a very conservative and very solid ALM policy. So during the crisis, we have been able to actually buy back our external debt. We have been able to buy back some of our equity and still support our clients and actually get some new clients in that very same period. So I like to say that we did really well.
Fitch Ratings recently upgraded the bank. That's got to be a big plus for you going forward.
Oh, it is great, and I think that this is just a recognition, actually one very important recognition of the good work that's been done over the years by the bank in terms of everything, in terms of the ALM policy, in terms of the credit profile, the diversification of our credit portfolio. Right now, if you look at, we don't really have any strong concentration in any sector or any strong concentration at any client. We take it very seriously. In the ALM policy, for instance, to give you an example, we have an average maturity of our liabilities on 18 months, and the average maturity of our assets is 13 months. So it's a very positive gap, and that enables us to grow with consistency. I think we have a very good level of capitalization right now. We have recently issued a subordinated debt in the external market at the beginning of February of $125 million for 7 years. That has recently, in June, been approved by the central bank as Tier 2 capital. So that puts on an 18.5% ratio, which enables us to be very comfortable on growing.
Where are the growth opportunities coming from in Brazil?
The concentration that we see today in the banking system as a whole is an opportunity. If you see that corporations with the mergers and with there are not that many banks that are available to a corporation today in Brazil. That's a huge opportunity for a bank that wants to be in the credit cycle and understands the credit cycle.
It's still a very dynamic time in Brazilian banking.
Oh, very dynamic. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for corporations. The country's growing, corporations are growing, and we depend on that to grow ourselves as well. So it's a world of opportunity to investment in Brazil and to the growth on credit, and that's what we're made of.